Okay, guys and girls, it's about 12 o'clock at night time. As you can see, the car has been completely stripped out, completely-ish. I cannot get the seatbelts out because the bolts are corroded on the other side. They've gone really tight, and I was hoping I could get them through. So I'm gonna have to take the inner arches out, which I'm gonna have to do anyway because the seams are looking a bit ropey. So I'm gonna have to check those out on the other side. It's starting to bubble underneath these plastic covers, so I need to take the plastic covers off and see how good they are. Yeah, what else? Yeah, I'm not going to bother taking the seat belts out. Can't be arsed doing that. The interior's been cleaned out now, so it's nice and clean. I've got a considerable amount of holes. Oh, you can't see crap on this video. Yeah, I've got a considerable amount of holes in the boot floor of the car. You can see a couple of them there. I can see my foot poking through the bottom there somewhere. There goes my foot. Yeah, this way forwards is pretty good. I've got a small hole, minus the drainage holes that I've pushed through. I've got to push them back up again. I've got a hole that's, you can't see anything on this camera, can you? Let me turn the light on. Menu, light, on. There we go. Right, so I've got a hole there, which is the seam. So I've got to weld that, a new seam into that, some new metal in there. You can see I've pushed the holes through to drain all the water out from when I was cleaning the car out. I'm just going to let it drip dry inside. Yeah, the brakes are non-existent on this. The foot ped brake doesn't do anything. That's then non-existent. The handbrake's non-existent. Yeah, because I've got all this stuff to tidy up. I've got to put it somewhere else before tomorrow. Plastics I can leave outside. I've taken the airbox out of it because that was filthy and full of crap. I wanted to do a proper nice clean of it, so I just took it all out and cleaned it. I don't know how this is going to come out on camera. Yeah, all of that were all the rat's nests, the mouse nests and the wasp nests and various other things has all been taken out. It's all clean now. The mice have played hell with the wiring. Oh, come on, focus. Yeah, so I've got that wire that's been eaten through. I've got a couple more wires over there that's been eaten through. A couple of the wires on the fan, the cabin fan, which has been eaten through. I've got to have a play with and get them all running again. Engine does start and run, as you've seen previously in the video, which is quite nice. Yeah, blasting it with the hose pipe. I reckon if I blast this with the what do you call it? If I blast this with the jet wash, I reckon it'll come up looking quite nice. All the wings are nice, inner wings, no corrosion to report of, which is quite good. I've got a bit of corrosion there where Talon had the same corrosion, my other Fiat Panda 4x4. That had the same corrosion in that very same area, so hopefully I can get away with that because it's not gone through. I've poked it with a screwdriver and it's still solid metal, it's just surface rust. So I'm going to try and repair that one. The door here is shagged basically. That's just rust. Yeah, I've got rust on the door, so that's probably unsavable. That skin is absolutely toast. Yeah, the bottom of the door's net full of filler. It's all rusted through. Some interesting damage on the back of the car here. That must have been done when something was being loaded into it. I don't know. Maybe. The other side's a little bit damaged, but not as bad. Doesn't matter. I can soon try and pull it all back into shape again. I'll get the reverse hammer, tack it onto it with the welder, and then pull the dents out. Yeah. The wiring's all been drenched. It's either kill it or cure it, one or the other. The battery's not on the car. There's no battery on the car. I'm going to leave the battery off it, so I get no, power in through it, which is going to cause any of the connectors to fur up. I did actually in this one mark the steering wheel, where the top of the steering wheel is. So my steering won't be off. Still haven't changed the steering wheel in town yet. I need to unbolt it and then do it back up again so it sits on the steering column straight. I've taken the back box off the thing to try and see how bad it is, and it's pretty bad. It's weldable, but it's bad. I need to do quite a bit of welding on it to get it to be okay. This front shock is really good. That works really nice. This front shock is... Yep, that's gone. It's a pogo stick. But this one, the dampener does work on this side, so that's quite nice. You see, look, that works quite well. Now, funny thing is, my car, the dampener is dead on this side, on Talon. It's leaking. So what I'm going to do, to be really naughty actually, is I'm going to get 2 new front shocks for my daily driver Talon over there, my other 4x4 Sisley. I'm going to take his old one off that side, scrap the one off the driver's side because that one's shot, but the passenger side one has still got some life left in it. I'm going to stick it on this car because this one, as you've seen, it's just way dead. That's just bouncy. Every day it's bouncing. What I may do as well, stick some Skoda Felica, Mr. Spider over there, some Skoda Felica springs on this, just to lift it up a bit more when I get some new struts. Make it make the ride a little bit taller. And on the back, I'm going to let's have a look on the camera. Let's have a look what it looks like underneath the car. I've not yet seen. Yeah, the shackles, which are somewhere there, the leaf spring shackles. Yeah, the exhaust is held up with baling twine. I'm going to extend those shackles there and make it, although they sit a bit bigger, a bit more off the car. What does it look like underneath here actually? Let's flip the image for me. Big tow bar on it. Look at the size of that tow bar. It's massive. That tow bar is designed to tow a tank. Differential looks a mess. It's all rusty. Just all things to show that this car has definitely done its mileage. Its indicated mileage. Let's try and see what this bit looks like. I'm going to see a picture of me in a second. Yeah, there's me. What does this look like under here? Oops, I'll smack the camera in the thingy. Yeah, is that a hole? No, that's not the hole. Surely that's not the hole. Where is this hole? There's a hole. Oh, that's the hole, is it? Is that the hole? Right. Oh, that's down here. I'm looking completely the wrong place. Oh yeah, there's the rust. I'm trying to look at it on the panel display. I'm not getting very far. Oh yeah, that's the rust I've got to repair. Some up there. Yeah, the other side's a bit more solid, which is a bit better. Front seems okay on this. I've not yet checked underneath here. Let me just have a look underneath and use the camera to see what it's doing. What does it look like under here? Alright, that's that part. That's here I want to see. Put a little tiny bit, have we? Oh, that's not too bad then, if that's all there is. There's that little bit there. Let's see what the other side's like. That's the inner wheel arch. So put it forwards a bit. Let's see behind there. Oh, we've got some rust there, have we? Yeah, I'll have to just give it a going over. What do you expect for a free car, man? I mean, I'm not complaining. It was free. It only cost me transport costs. I've just done a very pathetic flush out of the coolant. I cannot get the bottom hose off the radiator because the clip's knackered on it. Rough starting was probably caused by the vacuum line being split. That sits on there and controls the vacuum line, so it was just sat on there like that, split to hell. So that needs cutting back and stitching back on again. So it didn't have any. That was the reason why it was backfiring. Yeah. What else to report? Yeah, the wiring has been chewed by mine. I've already told you that though. Timing belt's really loose on this. I need to. Let's see down there. Yeah, timing belt's really loose. Look how loose that is. I'm gonna get a new one for it anyway. New timing belt. Already got a water pump, so got the water pump down in the shed. So I'll put that water pump on here. Don't know what the condition is on the clutch actually. Let's see how much the clutch. Oh, the clutch is adjusted considerably actually. Oh, it's not that bad actually. And that's about the same adjustment as what I've got on my car at the moment. Yeah, that's not too bad. The clutch sits about right. It's heavy on this car. It's more heavy than my car, but then again, I guess it's just down to how it is. What's that down there? Oh, that's my reverse light switch, is it? Yeah. Rusty little Panda. Poor little Panda. Just needs some love. That's all it needs. That's all it's asking for. Just a bit of love. Yeah, bloody rats and mice. Look what I've done to these cables. Look, absolutely shredded them. I've no idea where that cable's going to. It disappears up into the bloody dash. Where does it go? The hell's that? It go in through the car. The hell's cracking off here then? Yeah, not through there, does it? Does it go to the... Oh, that's the wire there, so it goes underneath the... Yeah, it's here, look, the wire. Huh. What the hell's all that about then? It must go to the interior light. Huh. I wonder if it's for the... Oh, it has got a door pin switch on this side. Because that's how the Marbella's wiring is like that. But it's a bit weird that it's just had the wires just cut off. Oh right, yeah, that's it. That wire there goes to that there. Yeah, I see now. So I don't have that in my car, in Talon. Talon hasn't got that wire. It doesn't exist. Why the hell do mice and rats love to chew wires so much? What does that go to? That goes to the indicator repeater, doesn't it? Yeah, that goes to that indicator repeater there. And they've chewed through the indicator repeaters on both sides. That one's got the same chew marks on it as well. And thankfully, they've not chewed through the main bunch of wires. They've not decided to touch them. It looks okay all the way through. Yeah. Brake lines look a bit naff. I'll have to change those. Alternator belt looks doesn't look that bad actually. It's not sitting low in the pulleys like what Talon's was. Yeah, There is actually a nest in the drive shaft over there. A mouse nest in there, or some creature. That's the plug from out of the bottom of the car. I pulled it out so all the water could drain through, and also to see how bad the rust was around it, because it had some surface rust starting around it. So I thought I'd pull it out, see how bad it is. It looks like it's going to have to be undersealed, this car, which I expected anyway. But I have to take some of the old stuff off. I mean, that tow bar is just mental. Look at the size of the thing. This is a mad tow bar. You can see how many holes there are in the boot floor. There's just so many holes. And there's like big holes. I've got that one there. Yeah, loads of holes in the boot floor. Oh well. It's all part and parcel of Panda ownership. Dirty windows. I have actually washed the car. I went around it with a brush and just washed it with some water, cleaned all the crap off it. It's actually come up looking pretty good. Saying it's done the miles, the paint's actually pretty decent, so yeah. I've actually got some quite interesting plans for this. I'm thinking of going I can get the word right. Apocalyptic, that's the one. Post-apocalyptic theme to it. So it's going to be kind of Mad Maxy crossed with. If you guys been watching Defiance at all, the TV series, just go on Google and type in Defiance. Charger, Dodge Charger, Defiance Dodge Charger, and see the picture of that. I'm going to try and make it look a little bit like that. Obviously not like a Dodge Charger, because that's just ridiculous. But post-apocalyptic is what I'm trying to make it look like. So I'm thinking of external roll cage. I'm not going to do it too heavy, because it's not going to be. It's going to be more for show than anything. So it's going to be able to light stuff. Metal gridding across the windows, some metal gridding across the window. I'm not going to bother metal gridding the top. What I will do is I will have it so that I'll have a metal grid on the roof, and then you'll be able to sort of like flip it down or slide it down, so you can have a metal grid for the windscreen. Air scoop for the front, why the hell not? I'm not going to change the engine or anything. I'd like to, but I want to keep costs to a minimum, and I'm going to try and do it as low cost as possible, because let's face it, in post-apocalyptic kind of, like a, how can I put it, economy? No, not economy, because it wouldn't be much of an economy really. Yeah, say after like nuclear war, you're going to be using whatever you can get your hands on. So, you know, there's going to be like bits of, I don't know, bits of other car bolted to it somewhere, and bits of something else bolted to it somewhere, and weld this thing here, weld that thing there. It's kind of going to look like that. It's going to be a one-off, because I don't think anybody else has done it yet, but not in a Fiat Panda anyway. But I'm going to do it just because, you know, I had the car given to me for free. I've got Talon over there, which is my daily driver, and that's going to be trying to be put back how it should be. And I'm just going to go mental with this one. I've been after a 4x4, just a 4x4 to go mental with for quite some time. Okay, I'd like to jack the suspension up, you know, I'd like to jack it up. I'd like to run, you know, to put a Suzuki SJ chassis underneath it and put the Suzuki SJ engine in there, or a bigger engine, you know, convert it to complete coil springs, you know, all this, that and the other. Pretty much like what a YouTube user, Panda, I think his name is Panda 1300. I think it's that guy. Don't get me wrong if it's not. He's a kid from Slovakia, and he can't be any older than, say, oh, I don't know, 16, 17 years old himself. He's not old enough to drive yet. And he has just turned one of these things into an absolute awesome extreme zombie survivalist vehicle. It just looks great. He's put the 1.2 Punto engine in the thing. He's currently got the actual car for sale. If you look on Fiat Forum, you'll find it. It's in the for sale section on Fiat Forum, the classified section. At the moment this video being made anyway, it's in there. And yeah, it's an absolute monster of a car. I won't say monster truck, kind of a monster truck, but you know, it's a monster of a car. It looks really good. The kind of thing I'd love to do with it with this, but I ain't got this. Well, I've got the skills, but it's been asked to actually make all the components because he's using parts from cars which are quite common in this country. You know, in Slovakia, like larder parts. We don't have any larders here. In fact, I only know of one larder in Derby, and it's actually on the estate that I live in, which is surprising, really. And it's a Larder Nivea, but it's a 1995 one, which is probably when it was imported. It's a right-hand drive, but he's got that jacked up, you know, massive tyres on it. It looks really good. But yeah, I'm afraid this is going to be going around it, weld all the holes, try and get it MOT sort of worthy, to a road worthy condition. Not MOT'd, but to a roadworthy condition. Leave it round the back here for a while. By then, hopefully, Alex has got his car on the road, that Marbella. I never know, this could turn into Alex's car, this one. It'd be nice to have another 4x4. My brother following me around, doing some green laning. Be alright. One car to tow each other out in case we get stuck. And then we can laugh as John Doe, guy on my guy in my who I'm subscribed to on YouTube, who is a friend of mine. It'd be interesting because if he'll come by and just pull everything out with his Pajero. But yeah, no rust on the things. Yeah, it's quite funny. Another chrysalis kind of thing there. Oh, this car's full of wildlife. Absolutely full of wildlife, this car was. Yeah. Tomorrow the task at hand is going to be wheel arch liners out on the back, wheel arch liners out on the front, WD-40 the bolts for the seat belts. What else? See, it's even got this nice centre caps as well. They didn't lose those, which is quite nice. Check out how bad the seam is. Not going to fire up the welder yet. Just continue to see how good it is. Might take the bumper off, might not. Don't know. I'm going to have to take it off at some point in time to fix that rust on the back, but probably not as of yet. Yeah, this car is definitely going to need wax oiling, cavity wax, because I'm going to do a lot of welding, and a lot of the welding is going to be, you know, it's like where this is broken here. Sorry, this has come through here. That's come through. That's a leaf. That's come through there. Look, you can see that's to the floor, and that there is inside a cavity, and it's a seam where it's been spot welded to the U iron. See inside that there, that's a cavity. It's decided to rust along the seam of the cavity, and yeah, so that's going to have to be cut out. Weld new patch in there, weld new patch in there, patches everywhere, cut out and weld new metal in. Shouldn't take me very long to do it, I don't think. Not if I really stick to it this time. I've got to try and find a nice big sheet of sheet metal, which will be nice, from somewhere. I'm pretty sure I can find some somewhere. Yeah. I need to go down the scrapyard and buy a spare wheel for this thing, which is just a standard 13 13mm, sorry, 13-inch rim, standard Fiat rim from off, say, like a Cinquecento, and ask them to stick a tyre on it for me, just somewhat standard, you know, 80 profile tyre, which is what these are supposed to be. These tyres are past it, they're absolutely shot to hell. They've got some right cracks in the sidewall. I would put it this way, they're flat for a reason. I would hate to take these up to actually pressurised. Tubeless, radial splined. 750, there you go. 145 R13s. Don't know what profile it is though, it doesn't tell you anywhere. Made in Sweden. Don't even know what it's called. Oh, what's that say there? Looking stop 2000s. Probably when it was made 2000. This tyre looks ancient. Yeah, it's not good. What's the front profile on the tyre? So it's the same. Is it the same tyre? 145/80. Yeah, so they are 80s on it. It's a shame because that tyre doesn't look too bad actually. That looks like it was. In fact, I don't think that's that cracked. It's got cracking on it, but it's not bad. There's loads of tread left on it. Maybe I can spare that. Depends what the other side's like. It's a different tyre again, but again the tread's pretty good on it. Doesn't look like there's any cracking on the tyre wall. So that tyre's probably a good one. The two front ones will probably pass an MOT. Who's that there? Montana, couldn't know who that is. They're all different tyres on it anyway. And this one on the back here is cracked sidewall. So each tyre is a different tyre. And that one does not look like an 80 profile, it looks like a 70 or 75. Feels hard as nails, that one, Christ. That's a bloody hard tyre. Yeah, it's we're going to need two tyres on the rear. I think the two front ones are not get me words right, are not too bad. But I've been rambling on for half an hour now, Christ. Near enough half an hour. So I had better end this video. This is a video just practically logging just various things on the car that I'm finding. More so for personal use than for you know, than for public showing off, so to speak. So this is more of a personal video than a public one, but I'm going to stick it open so you can all see it anyway. So yeah, I don't mind if people got water in the toolbox. Mine does not like that much. Whoops. Clean. Everything's been taken out. I did take the plastic thing out there, the soundproofing. That's all been out. I unbolted all the pedal box and all the linkages and cleaned all that up. Stuck it back in while it's wet. Still, what the hell? Why not? Bolted the pedal box back up again, so all that's all back together. Yeah. A lot of work to do, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. Oh yeah, and just to show how many miles this thing's done. That is the ignition key for the thing. That's in the start position, so that would be the starter motor turning round if the battery was on the car. That's in ignition mode, so that's the engine running, and that's the ignition off with the key out, and that's the steering lock on. But just to show how much mileage this car's done, you can actually take the key out, the ignition, while the ignition's been left on. That just shows how worn everything is. I don't know if the spare key will do the same. Oh right, I've got two keys that are different. Huh, how about that? Both keys are different blades. What happens when I put that key in? I'll still start the engine. No, but if I jiggle it around then. Probably if I jiggle it a bit. Going to be getting a new lock set for this thing anyway. I want all the keys to be the same. Guess not. So I wonder if that one's for the door then. Nope. Won't be for the boot because the small key's for the boot. It must be for this door. Oh, no, so we've got a key that does nothing. No idea what the hell that key is for. It's just on the same keyring. And that's the one for this one. Locks are knackered. Definitely going to need central locking on the thing. But yeah, as far as the boot lock goes, it's quite interesting. Eat my dust. If that was an R, it would suit it so much more. So it's eat my rust. Credit to Sam there, because he spotted that first. Yeah, that key goes in that way around. Unusual key for it. That's in the unlock position. None of the other keys fit the lock, unlike my car where the keys, well, that one sort of goes in but doesn't go in far enough. Yeah, I best stop filming now. I need to tidy this away and go in the house and eat food and go and get a shower and get to sleep. Do my teeth, get to sleep. So it's quite nice. I actually have the original radio that came with the car. In fact, I've got it all in the service book and everything, and all the serial numbers and everything line up, which is pretty sweet. So it's all original radio, and dashboard pod speakers too, which is quite nice. But yeah, I best shoot off and tidy all this lot away before I get complained at. So guys and girls, I will say thank you for watching this little bit of a video. Please do continue to watch the progress of this little Panda car. I need to name the thing. I don't know what to name it, but I'm kind of looking for a post-apocalyptic name. So maybe I'll be looking into the Fallout games for a name. You know, just call it the Vault. Put down the side of it, Vault Life Rules, or whatever it is to say. I can't remember from the game now. But yeah, let's have some fun with it. It's going to be good. Alright guys and girls, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out from me.